You know, I just spent the afternoon working, of course, but also in the background
I'm watching the
baseball game on my TV. But, you know, I bring that up because every time we go to a baseball game or a football game, I never leave home without this item. And I don't because it's easy to cook, incredibly easy. But more importantly, it always blows away our guests. And it's the filet mignon medallions, right? The beautiful black Angus filet mignon medallion. And I want you to see these before we even cut into them. Every one of them is identical in size, right? Each one being 2 ounces. You're gonna get 20 of these, 10 or 20, whichever you choose. Highly recommend going with the 20 count because when you get them at home and you try them like I have, you're gonna absolutely love them. But these are mini filet mignon steaks, right? You're gonna save almost $22 picking up that 20 count. I mean, look at that. It is juicy, buttery filet mignon. There's a reason everybody loves the filet mignon steak. It's because of how tender it is, right? How juicy and just how flavorful. But the reason I wanted to start with that shot is I want you to understand that this is the same piece of meat you get when you eat at a 5- or 7-star steakhouse, right? And they give you that center cut filet mignon or tenderloin steak for usually market price. It'll say MKT. And I'm putting my gloves on because I want to show you where it comes from. This is a whole beef tenderloin. And by the way, you're going to get our Rastelli's booklet every time you buy these products. It's going to come to you just like this with lots of great information in there. But when you get this tenderloin at home, these filet mignon medallions, this is what it started from. This is a whole black Angus, born, raised, and harvested here in the United States, tenderloin. It starts at about 6.5 pounds. We take all the fat, all the stuff that you don't want to eat off. And then we take this tenderloin like this. This is kind of the tail end, and this is what we call the top end. From the top, we take this piece and we cut our filet mignon roast from it. So if you ever get a QVC tenderloin roast, this is where it comes from, right? And then right here is where restaurants and our QVC guests get our either 5-ounce, our 6-ounce, or our 8-ounce center cut tenderloin steaks, right? Every one of them looks exactly the same, just like this. And those are the steaks that demand a premium because they are the true center cut. But then, to those steaks aside, we get to this, what we call the tail portion. Again, the same piece of meat. This is where we cut those 2-ounce medallions from. So these filet mignon medallions that you're getting here are the same exact steak, same exact meat that you're going to get our center cut 5, 6, or 8-ounce tenderloin steaks from. So, you know, the restaurants are carrying the load, the steakhouses are carrying the load of this whole tenderloin to pay the premium for the center cut steaks, which they're having to pass on to their guests at $30, $40, $50, $60, $70 per plate, depending on the grade of beef. With this black Angus beef, you know, on the top end of that, where we're able to bring these beautiful 2-ounce medallions to you at a much reduced cost. That's right, and if we're able to bring 20 of these, Brittany, if you get the 20-pack, it's gonna be about $6, I think, and 60 cents or so.
That's
in
correct,
change per
yes.
steak. So it really goes a long way.
So can I take some of those raws and
Please
show
do.
everybody how fast these guys cook
Yes,
up?
sorry, I was supposed to give that to you.
I think
Here you
it's
go.
important for everyone to see that this is these are a true filet mignon.
Right.
So
and Brittany, there's not a lot of these to go around, so I highly recommend you jumping on and getting them. You know, fewer than 200 of each choice. When we have these available, they usually fly. And I showed you that whole tenderloin a minute ago. You know, they're so limited because we only get about 2 or 3 of these on every whole tenderloin. So highly recommend you locking in auto delivery. It just kind of secures your spot, making sure that we have them available for you each and every time that you want to get them, which is every 90 days on that auto delivery. But again, Brittany, look at this. Beautiful tenderloin, right? You can just easily separate them and pull them apart.
Okay, so these come individually packaged for everybody with 2 to a package. So this is exactly how they come. Ray is the one who taught me how to prepare steak at home because this is something that I used to only prepare, or I'm sorry, not prepare, order in restaurants because I didn't know how to make it.
Let's send that off there.
I didn't know that it started with a great quality premium piece. So again, the individual packaging is huge because there's no waste. Just take out exactly what you need. And then from there, you can grill them or you can saute them. These will be finished in about 4 minutes. Takes about 2 minutes each side. So I just leave it alone. I let it sit. We have beautiful starch and vegetable here, right? If you want to land some of your pieces down there. And then I'm going to make a quick steakhouse salad while I wait for this to cook.
I mean, look how beautiful that is, Brittany. Just 2 Medallions is a beautiful center of the cut dish
and
for $12, and you have filet mignon steak.
One thing that I think is really important to point out is they are 2 ounces, but they are 2 ounces from end to end and completely tender from end to end.
Right.
So just because they're a little bit on the smaller side does not mean that there's any less moisture.
Right.
They are still
it's the same piece of meat.
Juicy. I love them. And I'm gonna make.
You know, you mentioned the tenderness and the juiciness, absolutely there, of course, but they're hand trimmed. Every one you're gonna eat completely the entire piece of meat from one end to the other. So you don't have to worry about there being any fat or things like that left on your plate. It's gonna be beautiful tenderloin steak each and every time.
And this is, again, Ray always talks about how this is the restaurant quality. He just carved that beautiful tenderloin there, saying that those center cut portions is what the restaurants demand from us. So again, I like to take a look at restaurant menus and see what some of the popular items are.
Right.
And the steakhouse salad is always a huge item.
It is.
That seems to be a big seller everywhere. That's something that you could do at home. Just get your lettuce, your red onion,
right,
a little bit of cherry tomato like I have here, and then some red wine vinaigrette, some capers. We'll mix that together. And then my fillets that I started before are all ready to go. So Ray, if you want to slice those down,
yes,
2 for me.
Just 2?
Just 2. And then we'll plate that here. But these are the kinds of things that you can do at home. Lettuce, cherry tomatoes, red onion, red wine vinegar, capers, a little bit of olive oil, and then
you know what's great too?
We can fan that on top.
Most people, Brittany, would use, you know, like a much less expensive cut of steak to put on their salad because they don't have access to these, you know, filet mignon medallions. But when you can have one of these cover a nice size salad, or even 2, you know, for 2 people, at $12, I mean, if you buy that 20 count, it's going to be the most impeccable salad that you've ever had with beautiful black Angus beef on top of it. So that's what's great about having these in your freezer. I mean, it is stunning.
That's what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Definitely.
All right, so let's go over the offer with everybody that may be just tuning in. So this is item M81501. You're receiving 10 or 20 of the 2-ounce black Angus filet medallions.
Right.
So the 10 count is on 5 easy payments of $15.40. And the 20 count is on 5 easy payments of $26.40. And that easy payments are going, or those easy payments are going to go away at the end of the day. But the 20 count is a $22 savings. So you're getting double the amount, and we are getting limited as well on the count. Only under 50 left, believe it or not.
Jeez.
Because these are just such a great option to have in your home. I'm telling you.
You know what? People recognize the value with these, Brittany. Every time we have them on, which is not often because, again, they're a byproduct of that tenderloin. We have to sell many of those center cut tenderloin steaks to whether it be our best restaurant customers around the world or you, our lovely QVC guests, to bring just a few of these medallions to you at home. So when we do have them available, it is really special, and it is limited, which is why you want to definitely lock up that auto delivery with this product more than any when you can, because you're kind of just reserving your spot, saying, you know what, I know I'm going to want those. And if you don't, at any time, you can just call into QVC, and they'll gladly cancel it for you. But I assure you, you are going to want to keep these coming.
So can I have one, since
Sure.
I get the luxury of being able to have a little bite right
Grab
here?
your fork.
And again, these are black Angus. So, Ray, can you explain the significance of that?
Absolutely. So why black Angus?
Maybe doesn't know, like I didn't.
Great point. You know, first off, all black Angus steers from the Midwest corn belt of our country. So they come from Colorado, South Dakota, right, Arkansas, that whole region which is known for breeding and raising the best animals in the country. But they're black Angus for one reason. We know consistently that they're going to deliver the same consistent, great quality each and every time because of the breed of the animal. And that's ultimately why the many chefs around the world demand black Angus, because they know it's synonymous for quality and having the most premium experience they can each and every time. Like, chefs pay a lot of money to get guests into their restaurants, right? And when they come in, when we come in, you come in, you want to have a great experience. So they want to use black Angus because they know it's going to ensure that just gives them that much better of a chance to succeed and get you to come back again. That's why we always want to bring our steaks to our QVC guests with black Angus beef. We just know, and we've been around for 45 years that is consistently known for bringing the most highest quality meat to market.
I can't believe how good that is still, and I've had this hundreds of times.
It is like butter.
It really is. I mean, it's appetizing every single time. It's juicy, and to have a piece of filet mignon melt in your mouth is one of my favorite things to do. And the fact that we make this at home so much now, I'm almost kind of disappointed sometimes when we go to a restaurant and they don't get it right. It's just you're spending so much money in restaurants. To be able to have something like this in your freezer that you can do yourself. We have all the tips for you. Defrost them. Takes about 30 minutes in a bowl of cold water. Even less, actually, with these guys.
It really does.
Probably the bigger ones. And
these are a matter of minutes.
From there, let it sit out. Kind of get it to room temperature. Season it a little bit if you want with the steakhouse seasoning, which is a beautiful mixture. Kosher salt, a little bit of pepper, onion powder, garlic salt, just a little bit before or after. And then you have this, which...
You do. You have beautiful filet mignon each and every time, right? So, of course, you can have those beautiful 5-ounce, 6-ounce, and 8-ounce steaks that we're able to bring to you through QVC. And those are the best for when you want to sit down and have date night or a special occasion or the holidays. But if you're just looking for a great steak to have in your freezer at all times, you know, we call our sirloin our everything steak. This is our everything steak on steroids. It's that same steak that you can use for everything you can use meat for, just a much better experience. It's the most premium experience, right? It's filet mignon. So you're gonna get Black Angus filet mignon each and every time you open one of these packages. Again, I don't want you to be confused when you get them. They're gonna come packaged with 2 in every vacuum package. So but if you get that 10 count, 5 packages of 2, or the 20 count, you're gonna get 10 packages of 2. So each one 2 ounces in size.
We have 100 left in the 10 count.